Hello, people! This is your host and host and friend, Kranti, once again, after a little bit of hiatus, with another new what if. And today is another new what if. What if Deku was Green Lantern? Okay, this was a request, by the way, so I'm gonna do it. Thank you, bro. I know, you know who am I talking to. Thanks for always commenting on my videos. So yeah, this is a request from one of my subscriber. What if Deku was Green Lantern? So essentially, yeah, we're gonna do some little bit of world building and move along the story in a brief, little bit fast pace, because why not? Okay, my what if, my rules. Okay, my what if, my rules. So essentially, this version of Deku would be really not that much OP, but he's gonna be decent. Okay, so yeah, let's start this what if then. So our story starts Deku is found corkless, the original timeline. The Deku, original Deku is corkless. Is gonna be corkless for. Yeah, so he's gonna be corkless, and he gets bullied by Bakugo and everything and all that stuff, and he gets attacked by the slime villain also, and All Might saves him, and he asks the question: can a corkless hero, can someone who's corkless become? Okay, can someone who's corkless, can they become a hero? So yeah, it's because if you follow the Green Lantern comics, the Green Lantern Kyle Rayner, he became the greatest Green Lantern because it's not his will is strong, but he had the will to overcome the greatest fear. That's why he became the greatest Green Lantern ever. I know everybody thinks Hal Jordan is the greatest Green Lantern, but no, it's Kyle Rayner, because he essentially becomes the White Lantern, the first White Lantern. Yeah, spoilers, but he becomes the strongest lantern in all the emotional spectrum. So there's a reason. So Deku is gonna get his power ring when he sees Bakugo is attacked by the slime villain, and everybody else they're not jumping in, and despite Deku being afraid, he jumps to save his friend and save someone who's in need. So essentially he's overcoming a great fear. That's why suddenly a random power ring. We're not gonna do Abonsur because it's gonna be too lore heavy. I'm just gonna give Deku a random power ring comes to his body and aid, and he's as soon as in serious situations, when the Green Lantern receives their ring, the ring has some kind of residual memory or residual combat stuff which feeds on the will. Because yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of liberty here, that we're gonna make sure that Green Lantern feeds on the will of their wearer. So yeah, we're gonna make that that. So yeah, he's gonna have so the ring will come, and he's gonna go to auto mode, the Avatar state. He's gonna like the Ryan Reynolds movie, he's gonna go into auto mode. His eyes gonna become green, and his entire body if you see the Green Lantern animated movie where there's a Green Lantern which literally becomes a Green Lantern while it's flaming green flames. So yeah, he's gonna be super cool. He's gonna be flaming green, and everybody's whoa, and there's green aura, and he's heed my word, villain. Deku would say that. with brightest day and brightest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let this be one who worship evil's might. Beware of my power, of Green Lantern's light. And he does like an energy bubble, and he creates like green constructs, because Green Lantern's power is to create green construct, depending on how strong their will and how vivid their imagination is. Like, the limitation to a Green Lantern's power is two things: their will and their imagination. So Deku being Deku, who's like really tactical and really imaginative and has really strong will. Yeah, our boy is gonna be really OP Green Lantern, like hella OP Green Lantern. So he's gonna like create a green construct, and his construct's gonna be like, okay, it's gonna be essentially a giant green vacuum cleaner which sucks up the green sludge villain. Yeah, I know it's comedic, but yeah, just roll with it. And yeah, he's gonna suck up the green sludge villain and put him in a green container. And yes, he's gonna wear a mask like Hal Jordan does, because we have to build some suspense. Like, if he gets the Green Lantern power like immediately, then it's gonna be like too OP, man. Come on. And yes, I'm not gonna give him one for all, because that's just too OP. I don't want to give him one for all right now. So yeah, he's gonna make a giant green vacuum cleaner. Bit comedic, but it works, man. If you read the Green Lantern comic books, or if you see the Green Lantern Justice League, Green Lantern animated movies, or like Justice League Unlimited, Green Lantern can do weird stuff. Or Green Lantern animated series, that one is pretty dope. I highly recommend that. It's 2009 or 2010, or 2013, I don't remember, but that is an amazing series. I highly recommend you to go and watch it. It's amazing. So he's gonna make a giant green vacuum cleaner and suck up the sludge monster, freeing Bakugo. And everybody's gonna be like, holy shit, what the hell happened? There's like a giant green vacuum cleaner which sucked up the sludge villain, and now he's in a green bubble. And like, on the process of that, the sludge villain is like unconscious, so he can't activate. And the ring, and our boy Deku just like flies off and doesn't says anything, and everybody's like, what the hell? Nani? What happened? Yeah, they're all like, it's all like the Nani moment. So everybody's like, Nani, what is happening? So yeah, they go up to there, and like Deku and later that night, Deku goes to his wakes up in his bed. Sorry, that was a calling bell. Sorry about that. So he wakes up, and he gets flashes, some kind of he's surrounded by green energy, green flame, and he created giant vacuum cleaner or something like that. And he's like, what the hell is wrong with me? And he looks up to his hand, and he sees a ring on his hand, and he's like, I never knew that I had that ring. So he takes it off and put it here, but as soon as he takes it off, the ring slowly comes to him and comes in front of his face, and the ring starts to show, it essentially becomes like a projector, and it shows him visions of the Guardians of the Galaxy, not the Marvel one, the blue little alien, immortal alien ones from the Green Lantern or DC Comics. Yes. The purpose of the Green Lantern and stuff like that, and he's gonna be, Green Lanterns are essentially space cop, so he's like, holy shit, there is alien, holy shit, there's alien, there are other races, never knew that there is life in the universe except for Earth is not the center of the universe. And it's it literally blows his mind, and he's like, crap basket. So he becomes holy hell, what is happening? And essentially, like, yeah, and his personal, like, power battery, like every Green Lantern has a small power battery in case if they're like running low, they can say the oath and recharge their ring. So essentially that comes from a green wormhole vortex thingy. Yes, I'm taking too much liberty, but screw it. It's an anime what if, so my what if. So yeah, it comes and he's like his ring is like out of power because he did like he fought off the green like sludge monster. So he's like, and like the battery, the power battery says speaks to his mind, speak the oath, and he puts the ring in front of the battery and he speaks with in brightest day, in darkest night, let this be where crap, I butchered it, didn't I? Okay, I'm gonna try it again. In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let this be where who worship evil's might. Beware my power of Green Lantern's light. And there's like a huge green aura, and he has like a uniform, like a green uniform with like a mask, and he's like, holy shit, I'm all green. And like the power battery again like tells him in his mind, like tells him that welcome to the Green Lantern Corps, Izuku Midoriya, Green Lantern of Sector 2027. Yeah, Green Lantern has 2027. I'm just gonna be like Sector Earth, okay? Just Green Lantern of Sector Solar System. He's essentially gonna be the Green Lantern of this sector. So by the way, in this universe there's not gonna be Martian, because if there is, then he's gonna have to go to Mars. So essentially he's gonna be Green Lantern of Earth. Yeah, not just Japan, also Earth. So yeah, and he's like, okay, and so I'm the Green Lantern. And so he's like, now we're gonna learn how to fly. And he's like, fly? What do you mean by that? But he's like, your energy, your will is the condiment of your Green Lantern's construct. So the stronger your will is, the stronger your constructs will be, and the imaginative you are, the more flexible your constructs will be depending on the situation. So he's like, okay. So yeah, the whole interaction between like Small Might and Deku happens, but the whole interactions between like I choose you as my successor, that doesn't happen because he has a mask and he's all green. He's essentially was like a green blur. So like All Might never chooses Deku as his successor, but because of that he also gets the Green Lantern ring. So oh boy, Deku is gonna be OP. So the next day All Might doesn't come to his home and like chooses him and gives him the hair and tells him to train. But the next day what happens is like the Green Lantern movie that Ryan Reynolds did. I know it's a terrible movie, but I kinda that there was some potential, so I saw it. So he's gonna get abducted to Oa, to Guardians of Galaxy, and they're gonna train him like Kilowog. Yeah, if you know Green Lantern's comic, you know. So Kilowog and Sinestro will be his master, and he's like traveling through space, surrounded by a green barrier. And so okay, in the last part where we left off, like Deku was like abducted into Oa, like the Green Lantern movie. He like got into Oa, and he's like having a training montage there and his masters are Kilowog and Sinestro. And and also the fish alien guy, I don't remember his name, but he's pretty good. Okay, so essentially he's gonna have like a really, really good training session. He's gonna learn how to fly properly, what it means to be a Green Lantern, and about the power of will, and about the Guardians, and blah blah blah, and all that crap. And he's also gonna learn how, that his emotional, like his creativity, how can he make constructs. So he's gonna be like combat ready. He's just had some drills here and there, and he's gonna be combat ready, and his ring function as like a universal translator for any and every language, so including alien language. So yeah, he's gonna be pretty damn OP. So essentially it goes like that, and he like comes to Earth like over the course, like he's gonna have like a 10-month training period, which in the regular normal timeline Deku would get with All Might. He's gonna get like a 10-month training period and some space mission. Yeah, he's gonna do some space mission here and there. And he's gonna be like, Kilowog, I'm gonna have to go to Earth. And Kilowog is like, why? Well, I have to go to high school. High school? What is this high school? Well, high school means in order to become a hero in my planet, I have to register into hero registry and like become like a hero, but in the public size. And Kilowog is like, you are the Green Lantern, so you are the hero of the universe, of the galaxy. You have to do that. Your planet sounds pretty boring. Like, well, since I live in this planet, I have to abide by the rule, obviously. So he goes to the planet, he goes to his home, and his mom is like, Deku, what happened with you? And he's like, even like a police report, I thought you ran away or something. So he explains everything to our boy Inko Midoriya, and she's like, has a epiphany of like, what the F? There's alien, there's other planets, there's like sentient beings in other planets. And Deku like shows her the visions of it with ring, and Deku also like shows her the drip that Deku wears, like the green drip, like mom, hang on, let me show you something. And he's like, in brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let this be known to who worship evil's might. Beware my power of Green Lantern's light. And he becomes like, shh, like there is green flame, and he becomes like a Green Lantern. And it's like, holy shit. And they're like Izuku, like not Izuku, like Inko Midoriya is like, holy crap, Izuku, that's amazing. Now you're gonna be a hero. But then like Midoriya says, well, I'm already a hero. I'm a hero in other planets. Other planets? You visited other planets? Then Midoriya is like, yeah, I have visited other planets. I am a Green Lantern, and that is one of the greatest cause in the known universe. So technically, I am helping the universe in a way. Then Inko is like, I'm so proud of you, my baby boy. And Deku is like, Mom, stop it. And Deku is like, no, I'm literally proud of you a lot. Inko is telling Deku, and Deku is like, he blushes a little bit. So he goes to the entrance exam thingy, and he like goes there, and he's like and everybody already has like everybody already like written a report about the green blur and the city incident where like the sludge villain attacked us. He created a giant green vacuum cleaner to suck the sludge villain. Yeah, it's pretty much old news because it's like 10 months before that, and everybody's like forgetting about everybody. Like they still remember it. They just thought of it like a rogue vigilante stuff or like that. And so everybody like is like, okay, we haven't seen him or anything like that. And there's like, and people is like, okay, that's it. So he's going to the school, and he's like as usual, he like falls down. When Uraraka saves him, and he's like, "Oh, thank you very much." Then Ida comes and is like, he like being a prick that he is, like, "You're trying. Don't do that. I saw what you did." And he was like, "What? Like you're trying to mess up with the girl?" And then Deku is like, "Bro, I just fell down. She helped me. I thanked her. That's it." Because sorry. Like, I mean, and then Deku is like, "Well, aren't you messing my chances with you being such a jackass?" And he was like, "Oh," and Ida like becomes stiff and like, "Oh," and so, sorry, somebody just texted me. Bloody hell. So yeah, Ida becomes stiff and he's like, "Oh," and then Ida is like, Ida goes towards like his like the exam grounds, and President Mike is like, he's explaining the exam to people, and Ida being like a douche that he is, he's like, "Oh, there's like a 0-point robot, and what's the point of it, and it's a big robot." And President Mike is like, "I'm coming to that, you wanker." And everybody laughed at Eva. It's like, that is an obstacle. That's not like something you like, that is not the you do not gain any point. That is an obstacle. You can like avoid it or choose to fight it. It's up to you. But my recommendation or my advice would be best to avoid it. And everybody's like, "Oh, okay, I got you. I understand you, man." And they're like going toward the okay, so everybody's like going toward the exam ground, and President Mike is like, "Hey people, are you ready for the exam?" And as soon as like he tells that, like some robots come, and like Deku he's not saying anything, and President Mike is like, Deku is not doing anything, he's gonna take his time, he just wants to see how he does that. And so yeah, President Mike is like, "What are you guys waiting for? The true hero doesn't wait for anything. He has to jump into action all the time. Go now!" And he goes, and everybody's like running like haggardly, and Deku is like going slowly and smoothly, and he brings out his power battery, and he puts his ring and says the oath: "In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let this be known to who worship evil's might. Beware of my power, of Green Lantern's light." And there's like a huge explosion of green light, and everybody's like, "Huh? That vigilante again?" And everybody's like, "What? Isn't that the vigilante, the green vigilante that like stopped the sludge villain attack like 11 months ago?" And everybody's like, "Oh, Nani?" And like Nezu, since he's like he's smart, he's like, "Well, even if he's the vigilante, he's still a kid. Let him take an exam." And Deku is like all dripped out on his green uniform. Yeah, everybody knows he's the Green Lantern, so I mean, what's the point of hiding it anyway, since he's gonna be a public hero? Because in My Hero Academia universe, you can literally be a hero and everybody knows your secret identity. So, except for All Might, I mean, so what's the point of it anyway? So yeah, he can, and he doesn't need a costume because he creates his own costume. So he goes to it and he like creates like missile launchers, and like he like and the missile launchers some missile launchers and some bazooka launchers, and he like blast the robots with the bazooka launchers and missile launchers, and they're like, holy crap. Hang on. Yeah, sorry, I had to sneeze, and that's why I had to like pause. So again, where were we? So yeah, he create like machine gun, and he like literally like shreds some robots with the machine gun, with his green construct machine gun with green bullets. He creates like bazooka launchers and like rocket launchers, missile launchers. He sometimes even creates grenades, like which like explodes the robots. So he's like literally like killing pretty much like all the robots. Like there are other people there killing the robots, but he's like going all ham on the robots and he's like destroying them hugely. And they're like, oh, Nani, what is this guy? This guy is like, this guy can make anything, and this guy's like creating, like this guy is like destroying robot left and right and everywhere. That's amazing. And so he's like, he has potential. And so it's like, the versatility that he has is amazing. Well, and then people are like, okay, so he's doing that, and he's like going to it, and behold comes the 0 Point robots, Uraraka, and everybody's running, and he's like, God, I have to save that girl. And he's like, and the 0 Point robots, I'm gonna take some little bit of liberty here. The 0 Point robot fires a giant laser towards Uraraka. I know that didn't happen in the original timeline, but it's gonna do it because it's gonna have to be theatrically dramatic. So he fires a giant laser and he goes to Uraraka and creates like a shield, like a giant shield, and he blocks it, and he's like already depleting his signal, his power ring is like signaling that you're out of energy, brother. And he's like, and he blocks it, and the 0 Point robot against tries to like fire even a bigger boom, and it's like, what can I do? And he's like, Uraraka is telling him, save me. And he's like, no, I will never give up. And he's like, he says the oath and I'm just gonna shorten it, like, Green Lantern's light, and there's like literally an explosion of will. Like he's getting the power from his own will. He's not like getting the power from the battery, because I mean, gotta have to be dramatic, like if you read the Green Lantern's comic, that type of things happens a lot, and he's like overflown with green, and he literally, like, the robot fires like a huge, like a even bigger, like what do I say, like even bigger beam. And whatever Deku creates, he creates like a, like one of those like slide thing, one of this like water slide thing where you have like it's like a big giant cylinder. Yeah, he creates like a huge, wide, big giant cylinder, but for like and point one end in front of the being. And the being literally, like, and the hyper beam or the laser beam literally went through that, and he as it's traveling, because it's light, and he's like creating faster constructs, and he's created one end which points directly to the 0 Point robot's head, and like literally it's like a funnel, and it's like a pipeline, it's like a pipeline, and it literally like goes to that like 0 Point robot's head, and it literally gets blasted with its own energy. And Deku just like created that, and Deku like blasts through it. Yeah, people, sorry for the noise, like somebody's like there's like an ice cream truck or something, like there's like bells ringing. Yeah, so essentially like the 0 Point robots gets destroyed with its own power beam or laser beam. Yeah, say whatever you want to say. And it's like everybody's like, holy shit. And like Deku like saves Uraraka. There's like he like uses his ring to like take all the rubbles or all the like waste, like all the like broken pieces of stuff like from her. Yeah, and essentially like Uraraka is like, thank you very much, and President Mike is like, now everybody, the time ends and you're finished, go to your home and wait for the results to come to you. Yeah, because he does that because it's President Mike. So he's like, so Deku goes to his home being pretty confident, because I mean, our boy Deku, he definitely will get it, because I mean, he's Green Lantern. Come on, Green Lantern is like OP. Green Lantern is like OP as hell. I mean, I think Green Lantern is like more OP than Superman. That's for sure. Green Lanterns are OP as hell. So yeah, he like literally like goes to his home and he's waiting for the result. And so last part, Deku like was participating in the entrance exam and he bodied the shit out of everything. And he's like, okay, everybody. So he's like pretty confident that he's gonna get into UA High. That's for sure. I mean, come on. Green Lantern is, I think Green Lantern is more OP than Superman, because like, I mean, if you had like if a Green Lantern imbued with like the reason they are not that OP, because Green Lantern has to share like their power with all the other lanterns from the main power battery. Like if it wasn't like, if there was like only one lantern, like Larfleeze is from Orange Lantern Con. Hey, by the way, tell me this: do you guys want me to do a what if Deku was an Orange Lantern? Because I love the concept of emotional spectrum. That's just amazing concept, and I love Larfleeze. Like, what is mine is mine, only mine, not yours. It's only mine. I mean, his oath is amazing. So yeah, essentially, like Larfleeze is like that. So Deku is gonna be like that. He's gonna be too OP. I mean, he knows that, but I'm gonna buff him a lot because he's gonna be like super OP. And Green Lanterns are like OP as hell. I mean, they just are OP as hell. So essentially, Deku is gonna get like, yes, Izuku Midoriya, you have been selected to UA High. Starting from tomorrow, you will be in Class 1A. And Deku is like, okay, cool. So like he gets to Class 1A, the whole like Aizawa, like, hey, shut up people, let's get into the playground and we're gonna do Quirk apprehension test. And Uraka is like, Nani? Quirk apprehension test? Why? And Aizawa is like, well, if you guys don't listen to me, I will expel you, and beware, whoever gets the lowest score will be expelled. And Deku is like, okay, yeah, let's do that. And so Aizawa like gives ball to Deku, and Deku is like, he didn't change into like any uniform. And Aizawa is like, why didn't you change into like your uniform, your school uniform? And Deku is like, well, I make my own suits, sir, respectfully, and my uniform is better than yours. So but why? Where is your uniform? Where is your hero costume? And Deku is like, just wait. And he takes the ball and he throws back to Aizawa. Just give me 1 second. And he gets his power battery from his backpack, puts his string there, and it's like, in brightest day, in blackest night, no evil can escape my sight. Let this be warned to whoever worship evil's mind. Beware my power, the power of Green Lantern's light. And as he says this, and there's like an explosion of green like light, and people are like, it's a blinding explosion, and he's like, it's like green flames erupting, and he's like slowly becoming his uniform like a green, like it's super awesome. Okay, it's like slowly becoming like green, and he has like the costume that he originally has, like it's gonna be like that with a mask and like tendrils or tentacles coming out of it, but though the whole color scheme is gonna be like green, and he's gonna have like a Hal Jordan mask in there too. And people are like, oh wow, this is just amazing. So Aizawa is like, okay, throw as hard as you can. And Deku is like, so okay, so I have to throw. And Aizawa is like, you can use whatever you want to do and however you want to do. And Deku is like Deku is thinking, he's like muttering, because he's gonna be muttering a lot. So he's gonna be like, okay, so I can use however I want to, I can use anything. That's brilliant. So so do I have to, do I have to move, or like do I have to like stand in the circle? And I was like, you have to move, you can't move, you have to stay up in this circle as you throw the ball. And Deku is like, okay. So Deku like makes like a humongous like space bazooka. It's like super high, like it's extremely huge, like space cannon. And he puts the ball inside and he fires it up, and it goes to the it goes pretty high near the atmosphere. And Deku is like, okay, now the second portion comes, and he just like rockets it up. Like Green Lanterns can fly like really, really fast. They can like they're essentially space cops, so they have to fly really, really fast. So Deku just like goes like super fast. And what he does is essentially he just like goes super duper fast, and he like catches the ball in his hand, and he like throws it, and he doesn't catch the ball. He makes like a gigantic baseball bat, and he flings it further, and it's just like out of earth. And Deku is like, he's like out of earth, showing the earth, and he's like, I can get used to this. And he's like, woo! And he just like travels like super duper fast, and does a superhero landing, like fist on the floor, one knee on the floor, and everybody's like, Nani? And Aizawa is like, can you do it again? And Deku does the same thing again. But this instance, Aizawa like tried to shut down his coke, and that didn't happen. And Aizawa is like, what kind of coke do you have? I can't shut it down. And Deku is like, I have willpower energy aura, and my ring, and my ring, with my ring I can like visualize it and like pour it out. And just like, and everybody's like, oh, that's a amazingly powerful supportive weapon. And it's like, yeah, it's some support weapon. He can't say about like the existence of Alien and like Guardians of Galaxy and stuff. Not the Marvel one, the DC ones, the blue, asexual blue space hermit ones. Yeah, he can't tell them about that now. He will tell them about later, but not now. So essentially the whole like thing happens with him, and like with the floor, and he come on, like Green Lantern is OP as hell, so he's gonna win. So the whole instance is like where like it happens. And the heroes versus villain arc, like All Might when comes like, I am here, let's do the hero versus battle match right now, yes. And as he saying that, he's flexing and posing, and the same thing happened. Like, do you expect like Deku, like Green Lantern to win, like Green Lantern to lose against like Bakugo and Ida? Come on, it's Green Lantern. Green Lantern is like OP as hell. So like they all come and they like try to attack him like from every direction, and like and he tells Uraraka that, okay, don't worry, all will be well, just have faith in me, we will get through this. And Uraraka is like, hi Deku-san. And so the same instincts happen, like the same thing happens, and like Deku like bulldoze through them, like, okay, like Bakugo, not Baku sorry, Bakugo like point blanks like Hauser impacts multiple of times, and Deku just creates a bubble, and Bakugo is like, so you're gonna protect yourself with a bubble you're gonna protect yourself with the bubble against my explosion. And Deku is like, yeah, it's a really strong bubble. If you guys don't know where I picked that line up, you should go watch Justice League Unlimited. It's a really strong bubble. Yeah, and he captures like Bakugo, restrains him, like bunch of like ropes and like chains. He restrains him and puts him like on one side, and then he puts him in a like makeshift like jail cell made of like green energy. The Green Lantern, they can like literally make anything with their mind. It's just like their limitation is their imagination. And Ida is like, ha ha ha, I am the villain, I will not let you pass, hero. And Green Lantern is coming, and Ida is like, okay, I will kick you, ha ha ha. And Ida is like coming and like trying to kick, and Deku is like, announcing your attack does not work, does it? So before like Ida could come, Deku creates a banana peel with Green Lantern's light, and Ida just like falls on his face, like comedy style, like 3 Stooges style. Wow, it's like, oh, I am falling, hero, you will get away with me, you will not get away, ho ho ho. And Deku just like touches the bomb with a gigantic fist and picks it up, and he like locks them up, and he puts Ida with like multiple restraints in the cellar too. And everybody's like, whoa, winner, the heroes. And like and All Might asks like, was there any question or was there any criticism against their battle? And Momo says like, no, they're wonderful. It's just like Deku could have like worked a little bit well with Uraraka, but Uraraka is like, well, he wanted to, but I didn't want him to because he's too OP and I would only get in his way. And All Might is like, perfection, and he gives him like a thumbs up with a smirk, like, united thumbs up. Sorry, that's too cringe, but it's a thumbs up. And after that, like the whole USJ arc happens. Like in the USJ arc, like Deku gets teleported to the place, like in the to like Minata and Suyu. It's just like, I mean, come on, it's just Deku. A bunch of villains in the water. He flies and he carries Suyu and Minata, and he creates like gigantic like 4 or 5 like electric tasers. Oh no, electric tasers are cool. Bad. He creates like gigantic he creates gigantic like what's this called, like whip creamer. Yeah, the thing, the machine, God, why can't I say that? The machine that you make like whipped cream out of like egg whites. Yeah, he creates like that, and he blends it, and there's like a twister, and they're like blending up, and they're like ramming one against another, and they're knocked out. I mean, it's comical, funny, but effective. I mean, he creates like a gigantic, he creates like that kind of gigantic thing, and he just like, Minata, so by the way, that was my knee cracking. I have bad knee. I used to play soccer, football. For American guys, soccer. I used to play soccer, and I had bad knee injury. So he like travels through the whole like he goes to the main part where it's like Aizawa is like beaten to the ground, decaying slowly, really hard. Shigaraki and Kurogiri are like, Shigaraki's you are hurt. I will kill All Might. Where is All Might? Where is he? Today I will create his grave, and that will be the perfect gift for my master. Where is All Might? And Kurigi is like, Master Shigaraki, don't be hasty. And Deku comes like, foul villain, and Deku like tries to attack Kurogiri with like he creates like some kind of like he creates like boxing gloves and hits him with like boxing gloves, like big boxing gloves, and Kurogiri is like, I will get you, dude. And Eraserhead tells him, don't let him touch you. If he touches you, you're gonna get hurt like that. And Deku is like, okay, I can work with that. And Deku creates like a big ass like machine gun and fires like multiple rounds at him. And Shigaraki is like, oh, why you're supposed to be a hero, why are you trying to kill me? And Deku is like, I'm not trying to kill you. And they're like blunt bullets, but they like hurt like hell, like extremely painful. And then he creates like a gigantic like kendo stick, baseball bat, and beats the shit out of them. And Kurogiri tries to like portal him, and Deku created like a gigantic like vacuum cleaner, and he sucks up this like the mist of the Kurogiri in the vacuum cleaner, which is like, and creates like a funnel which is like on the other side of Kurogiri. So essentially he like repeated the same treatment that Kurogiri did with Hero 13, like letting him teleport again and again and again in a loop. And Kurogiri is like, okay, now I'm just like done for. So Kurogiri can't like work with that, and Deku is like going through it, and Deku is like stomping it, and Shigaraki tells Kurogiri like, stop it, bring out all the Nomus. And he brings out like 20 or 30 Nomus, and Nomus, they're like the big Nomus, like he's trying to fight with Deku, and he's fighting, and he's like strong, and Deku is like, okay, he's strong, what can I do? So he creates a katana and slices the Nomu, like cuts one of its hand, and it regenerates. It regenerates. And the Nomu tries to like punch him, and Deku flies a little bit like backward, and he's like, okay, let's see how about that. And he creates like a gigantic like buzzsaw, and it flings it, and he uses it to cut like 2 hands and 2 feet of the Nomu. But that ought to detain him, and it doesn't. I mean, the Nomu just like regenerates again and again. Then Deku creates like a bubble around the Nomu. Okay, now how about I suffocate him? And like it's out of air, but still the Nomu like punches and breaks it out. And Deku is like, okay, that's it, I'm gonna have to do it. Like then Deku creates a humongous like Kamehameha like blast with his ring, and as he says it like, in brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let this he worship evil's might. Beware my power of Green Lantern's light. And just like a humongous like explosion of like green blast, energy blast, and they just like ripped they just like put the Nomu like in the real timeline. All Might like punches out so bad that it goes outskirts. Yeah, it happens, and Nomu is like literally regenerating so slowly that it doesn't happen. And Deku then creates like a brass knuckle on his knuckles and coming to Shigaraki, and is like, oh well, let's see what happens. And Kurogiri creates a portal and escapes with Shigaraki. The same thing, like the same thing. All Might and all the heroes come, and they just like, what happened? And everybody's like, well, Deku Midoriya took care of it. And they're like, oh yeah, I mean, good job, kid. So after that whole incident, like the sports festival arc happens, and in the sports festival arc, I mean, come on, Deku Green Lantern is, I mean, do I have to even split it out? He wins the race because he can fly. He wins the cavalry battle because he can fly and take all of his teammates to the upward. Nobody will be able to touch him. He can fly. In like, okay, the battle with Todoroki and Deku. That's gonna be interesting. Todoroki creates like humongous ice pillars and ice geysers at him and throws at him, and Deku, what he does, he creates a drill machine and like drills through the ice, and Todoroki is like blasting, get out, I will beat you. And Deku is like, well, you can't beat me with just your ice, you have to use your fire ability too. And like Todoroki and like Deku creates like a fist with spike, that is like with spikes, and like a robotic like metal fist with spikes, that gigantic spikes, which is like drill, and they're like drilling, and he's like blasting he's like outputting his ring energy, and there's like two of them, and they're like blasting toward like you're breaking all the ice. And right at that moment, like Todoroki creates like a humongous like fire geyser and like ice, and Deku is like, okay, oh well. And Deku creates a gigantic table fan, and the fire just blows away. Yeah, it's comedic, it's fun, but that's like, if you know Green Lantern, that's the kind of shit Green Lantern can do. He has literally like, if a Green Lantern is quick thinking, he has literally counter to every kind of scenario. You just have to have like a strong imagination, and Deku has that. Come on, he's brilliant, he's tactical, so he's gonna be an amazing Green Lantern, and he has tremendous willpower, so he's gonna be an amazing Green Lantern. So Bakugo, Todoroki creates like a humongous fire blast, and Deku just blows it away with a gigantic table fan. And Todoroki is, Nani? And then he creates like a humongous like ice and humongous like fire at the same time, and Deku is like, okay, I'm not having that. So Deku, what he creates is, he creates a gigantic transformer like robots. Yeah, it's going mecha anime. It creates a gigantic mecha, Evangelion Neon Genesis kind of mecha, and and in the helm of the mecha, there's like Deku, and he just like swats the both ice and both fires away. And he's like, Todoroki, and like he's like telling Todoroki, like, Todoroki, you can't win against me, I'm too powerful for you. And Todoroki, after hearing this, I'm not having any of this, Deku, and you will win. And Todoroki like tries desperately, and he just looks pathetic as hell, because I mean, come on, it's Green Lantern. So Todoroki at this point, and Todoroki is like trying to like, I'm gonna win, and Deku is like, no, you're not. Then Deku creates like a big like baseball bat again. Yeah, not a big baseball bat, sorry, that's too like bad. Like, I don't wanna like do bad to Todoroki like that. But he creates like he creates a giant boxing glove, and he uses that with like giant fist. Like, he knocks the shit out of like Todoroki, and Todoroki is knocked out of the arena. He's not knocked out, but he's like pushed that like hard. Oh no, instead of like boxing glove, he creates a gigantic palm strike, like the Street Fighter Honda guy. Yeah, Honda guy. Yeah, the Street Fighter character. He just creates like a massive like palm strike, and he's like, special move, Buddha palm strike, and just like palm strike him like that, and they just like, Todoroki just goes outwards, and Todoroki is not knocked out, but he's knocked out, but he's like unconscious, but he's like out of bound. And winner, like Deku Midoriya, Izuku Midoriya, and it's like, okay. So the whole incident with like Bakugo and Uraraka, Bakugo wins. So in the final battle, it's Bakugo versus like Deku. So do I even have to cover this? I mean, come on. So, but I'm gonna still cover it because it's fun. So Bakugo like uses like explosions, tries to like move like really awkward, really like unpredictably in the air with his explosion, and Deku is like, so, and Deku is like, Deku can fly, so he just like travels and he catches up to Baku, and it's like, so does this make me I mean, is this kind of unpredictable movement like, was it supposed to scare me? Because it doesn't. And Baku is like, he uses explosion point blank on Deku, and Deku creates another time, he creates like a bubble, and Baku is like, not this again. And it's like, and Deku is like, yeah, I'm gonna beat you with a bubble again. And Bakugo then like goes there, and then he just like he just like literally like like all the like goglets that he had, like the granite goglets were filled with sweat, so he just chucks like 2 of them in Deku's like area, and Deku is like, oh shit, no, just kidding. And he catches the goglets, puts them in a bubble again. This is funny because he's toying with Bakugo, and the bubble explodes, but the bubble is like so strong, the explosion is contained, there's like smoke coming out of the bubble, and Deku is like, so was like, is this what you want me, like, I mean, was this your strongest move, Bakugo? He's like, no, Deku. Bakugo like gets behind like Deku, and he pulls the pin on both of his goglet. I mean, he can't, he can do it with his like teeth or with his mouth. And he's like, Hauser, impact, double! And Deku is like, oh, again. And he creates a bubble yet again. It's like, okay, and the bubble's just like because of the impact is so bad, the bubble is like ricocheting, but he just got out of the ring and the bubble was touching the ring, and Deku is like, oh, you made me fall off the ring. And like President Mike is asking the referee, does this mean Izuku Midoriya is out of bounds and he lost it? And President Mike is like, well, his feet or his body didn't touch the outer layer, so it still continues. And Baku is like, damn it, Deku. And Deku is like, well, now it's my turn. And Deku creates a gigantic Bakugo. Yeah, because I'm gonna have fun with it. He creates a gigantic, like bigger Bakugo, like 30 feet Bakugo with his construct, and Bakugo is like, Nani, what are you doing? And that Bakugo construct with the green Bakugo construct creates a gigantic Hauser impact on him. No. That's too corny. Sorry, I'm gonna make it even more corny. He creates Bakugo construct of Bakugo's mom, like Katsuki Bakugo. Yeah, he creates like a Mama Bakugo construct, and Mama Bakugo construct, a giant Mama Bakugo constructs come near our normal size Bakugo, and like literally like beats the shit out of Bakugo's head with one like punch, and like Bakugo is bleeding. He cracked open his like head, the construct, and he's like listen to me, you stupid boy, and he gets punched him, and Bakugo is knocked out. He's like humiliatedly knocked out. Everybody is like, Deku wins, our boy Deku wins, and Deku just like, okay, he wins. And like in the like prize giving ceremony, in the like medal giving ceremony, Deku gets like number 1 like medal, and Deku is like, I want to challenge you, All Might, and all the top 10 heroes that is present here, to let the whole world see how strong I am. And that's like a drop, like mic drop moment, and All Might is like, are you sure? young Midoriya. And Deku is like, well, all the people are here, let's give them a show. And like all the heroes like Endeavor, All Might, like Miracle, other like Hawks, Best Genius, they all try to attack Deku, and Deku just like, okay, can't have that. Deku is like super fast. He's like moving, like he's flying, like moving forward, and it's like up in the sky, and he creates like a gigantic like what's this called, like have you seen like that time I reincarnated into slime? So yeah, he creates like a gigantic like spear of like bunch of like reflective mirrors, green mirrors. No, sorry, I'm gonna go to black clover route. And he creates like he fires like a green beam which like reflects off the mirrors, and then it hits like bunch of heroes, knocking them out. And the final battle is like Endeavor is like, Providence burn, and Deku just like blows it away with the gigantic fan again. He's just like blowing people left and right with gigantic fan. Best Genius is trying to attack like with all the jeans and all the clothes, and Deku is like, can't have that, because Deku has like a protective barrier, an aura of green energy surrounding his body, which can't be pierced. And like All Might is like, Texas smash, and he creates like a smash. This alters the hurricane, and alters like causes a hurricane, and Twister like alters like weather. Deku is like, so you create something like that, and Deku like blocks it with like a normal, like a big fist, like, you know, like a palm strike, and he blocks it. It's like, okay, let's have a fun. And he creates like multiple fists, like approximately like 100 fists with spikes, and he creates like as a fun. And then he goes like, Ora, Ora, and he just like Jotaro does, like Star Platinum does, and he just like bombs the shit out of everybody, and everybody's defeated. And people watch it on live TV, and after watching it, Deku gets the microphone and it's like, villains, get ready for the Green Lantern, the hero of the willpower. Because then he takes his power battery and puts like the green, like puts his string there, and he says like, in brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power of Green Lantern's light. And then he like puts like a green like aura, like a green blast, like his fist up in the air, and he creates like a blast. And that blast was so high, like it literally like turned the whole atmosphere of Earth green. And it's like, if any of the evildoers do any kind of evil thing, I'm gonna put a stop to it. So yeah, it's kind of like what Sinister did. Yeah, he's gonna kind of become like that, kind of become like a dictator, and he's gonna like totally like dominate, and all the villains are like scared, and they're like, okay, he's too powerful, we can't take care of him, we have to stop him, and we have to team up. So all the Metal Liberation Army, Villain League, League of Villains, Yakuza, they team up and try to take Deku, and they attack after like at the school. One time there's class happening, and we have come to take out Green Lantern. And sorry for the noise, my neighbors are being weird again. So he comes and they try to attack, and Deku is like, okay, we're gonna get shit done. Then he creates like, and he like, when he says that get shit done, then he calls like, it sends a distress call to the Guardians of the Galaxy, and boom, like the Guardians of the Galaxy comes. There's like 500 lanterns comes from there, and he's like, and all the lanterns are like wiping out. There's like Kilowog, Sinestro, Beta Rebel, I don't know what is like there, but there's like Moro, yeah, like okay, no, Moro is too powerful. Moro is literally a planet. Moro hasn't come, like, but it's like 500 to 600 lanterns coming out and fighting against, like, let's say, like 10,000 villains, and all the villains are like boarding down, like left and right. They're captured, put into like Tartarus, and All Might comes, and not All Might, like All for One comes, tries to fight Deku. He creates like gigantic, big ass, like like wind explosions, and like with his tendrils and stuff like that, and he creates like a gigantic big fist, and Deku is like, oh, you can make your fist bigger, I can do that too. And he creates like a big fist with his like construct, and he just like, I can create multiple fists, and he creates like 10,000 big fists. Then he creates like a Naruto style, like senjutsu style, like wood senjutsu style, big ass Buddha. Yeah, sorry, big ass Buddha. I must not say Buddha's name in vain. Like big Buddha statue with like 10,000 hands, which are like all humongous big, and they're like, let's get it done then. And he's like, ora, 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 and he beats the shit out of like All for One, and All for One is like knocked out completely. So All for One is like put into jail, and he beats the shit out of like the Metal Liberation Army and the Yakuza and all the villains army. Essentially all the criminals are put to jail, and they're like, I mean, then people are like asking Deku, who are these people? Why are these weird people, weird looking things? And Deku says like, I am the Green Lantern. Humans are not the only sentient being in this galaxy. There are other beings in this world, in this universe. They're sentient. We are the task force that essentially set up by the Guardians of the Galaxy, the very noble being who are like billions and billions and trillions of years old. They make sure life flourishes throughout the universe, and like evil is punished. So we are, me including, is the Green Lantern Corps, and it is our duty to establish peace and maintain peace throughout this galaxy. And everybody's like, okay, that's cool. So Green Lanterns come, and all the Green Lanterns like, good job, kid. So Deku is like, well, this was my like first assignment set by the Green Lanterns to get rid of like crime and evil in my own planet, so I did it. So now it's my time. So now it's time for me to get a full sector, and a sector meaning if I get a sector, I am in charge of like multiple of like solar systems. Yeah, Green Lanterns are in charge of multiple of solar systems. So I'm gonna be off-world, solving problem into other sectors, but the heroes of the earth can contact with me anytime, and they can establish contact with any of the other Green Lanterns from neighboring sectors. So this is off. I have solved the problem in my planet. I have accomplished my assignment. Now it's my time. Now it's time to save other places and get rid of evil of other places. And everyone is like, so you're gonna like go, but who will protect us? And he's like, all the heroes that are left, they will protect us. Earth is in good hands. There are strong heroes like All Might, and future strong heroes like Bakugo. Bakugo is like, fuck you, I love you too, brother. Deku says that. There's Todoroki and other heroes. They can do it. I just made sure that the job is much easier to do, and I will check on my home world once in there. After all, I still have some school work to do. And he laughs, and he laughs and he gets ready to go, and before he going, it's like the central battery of the Green Lanterns come to this planet, and the Guardians of the Galaxy comes, and there's like, from now on, Earth is within the protection of Guardians of Galaxy, and Earth will enjoy like bountiful fortune under the watchful eye of the Guardian of Galaxy in the unification of the guild of planets that are under the protection of Guardians of the Galaxy. So yeah, Earth joins the Federation. And everybody's like, whoa. So there's gonna be like because of that, like Earth is like literally knowing like aliens, and there's like bunch of aliens, and they can trouble, and they get supplies with like space trouble and stuff like that, which will cause more crime but more prosperity too. So all the lanterns welcome the newest one, Izuku Midoriya from Sector 247 from planet Earth, Green Lantern of the first Green Lantern of planet Earth, and you do the honors, they say that. And the main central battery comes, and he's like, he pours his ring in the central battery, and he's like, in brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let this be known to who worship evil's might. Beware of our power, of Green Lantern's light. And as he says this, everyone's like, yeah, and he flings the like humongous aura toward the space. Everybody's flings like the humongous aura toward the space, and there's like literally the whole like solar system becomes green because of the green, has like a humongous explosion of green, because the concentration of like Green Lanterns and the main battery, and there's like Mogo on the outside, he's even signing them both, everybody's saying the oath, and they're like humongous like aura rupturing, and like they're like, holy hell. And Deku like leaves Earth for now. This is gonna be the end for sure, part 3, one series finale. So for now, and this is where our story is gonna end, because he takes care of all the villain in the My Hero Academia universe for sure. Now he's gonna have space adventure, because if you know Green Lantern comics, Green Lanterns are more fun when they are in space. So he's gonna like roam around the space and protecting like civilians and protecting lives and vanquishing evil throughout the Sector 247. Like he's like in charge of 106 solar system and 2 galaxies. 102 solar system. So yeah, he's it's a kind of big territory. So he's kind of like, he's essentially space sheriff. Yeah, he's space sheriff. So this is your host and host Kranti once again signing off. Tata, bye bye, and please enjoy this what if. Please like and comment if you enjoy this what if. Share with your friends and family if you like this, please do. And if you want to check out some cool music, you can check out some music in my channel. I do music because like doing what if continuously is like it sometimes like makes you run out of ideas, but doing music and like keeps it fresh. And I like to do music because I'm a musician. So yeah, check out music if you want to. And this is your host and host Kranti once again signing off. Tata, bye bye, and love ya. By the way, subscribe, and sharing means caring. Bye bye.